Well, happy Friday to you, Messiah Church. Pastor Tami here on this beautiful summer Friday morning. This Sunday we have a guest preacher coming to Messiah Church. You might remember back in June that Pastor Diaz was scheduled to preach on the weekend that our lawmakers were attacked and killed in their home on Saturday. And so that day we did a complete 180 and changed the focus of worship the next day. And Pastor Diaz agreed to come this coming Sunday, August 18th, to bring us his message instead. So let me remind you a little bit about Pastor Diaz. He is a gay Puerto Rican speaker, storyteller, and pastor in the United Methodist Church. He's also the director of the campus ministry at the Wesley Foundation called Neon at the University of Minnesota. Neon is a student group that's committed to social justice, both for people and the planet, and spirituality that is based in Jesus and joy. And the message that he's going to bring us will remind us of the expansive and inclusive love of God, that no matter our sexual orientation, our gender identity, or our faith background, God takes pride in us. So it's an important message for us all to hear. In addition to that, we're going to be baptizing a little Raska baby. The Raska family has a long legacy at Messiah Church. And so I hope we can all come together as the church family as we share in this sacrament of baptism and welcome this little Raska child into the Messiah Church family. If you are in town and able, I hope you'll plan to be there in person or online. I'm also going to be sharing an important update of the progress we're making in our capital campaign at the end of worship on Sunday. It's a message you're not going to want to miss, so I hope you'll plan to join us either in person or online. All right, in closing today, I want to share with you this book that I was introduced to this week. It's called A Book of Blessings, Bible Stories for Kind and Contemplative Kids. It is written by Mariko Clark with pictures by Rachel Eleanor. It is a beautiful Bible storybook that reflects on the expansive and wondrous and inclusive love of God. It has beautiful text, gorgeous illustrations, and it's great for young families. Now, maybe you have a special child in your life, a child or a grandchild. If you can keep a secret, I'll let you know. Our daughter and son-in-law are going to receive this book tomorrow. It's their 3rd wedding anniversary this weekend, and so we're giving it to them as a family gift. But it's not just for little people. In fact, I've been reading a story a day since I was introduced to this book. And today I read the story of Ruth in the Old Testament. If you have not read this story, I encourage you to do so. It's just 4 chapters long, and it is a beautiful story about belonging. Now, at the end of each of these stories, they share what they call a wonder moment, a moment to think and reflect and wonder how you can apply that story to your life. And so I thought today I'd share the wonder moment from the story of Ruth. Here's what it says. On nights when the winds howl and the worries coil around in our bodies, the world can feel large and lonesome, dark and dangerous, and sometimes it can be hard to understand why. I think we can all relate to that in some way, shape, or form. It goes on. Look for the helpers, the wise one tells us. There are always people of peace and power and protection. They reflect God's light into dark places, and they help us to remember. The story of Ruth sits in the Bible in the middle of so many stories of darkness. It's as if God is reminding us to look for those helpers. Be the helpers. In Naomi and Ruth's world, women without husbands or sons were in danger, no matter how brave or resourceful they were. So God told God's people to take special care of them and other groups lacking belonging. Boaz prayed for Ruth, and that was very good. But she reminded him, and us too, that God invites us to be helpers too. We get to join with God in blessing the whole world. So as you reflect on that, I invite you to think about your community. Is it your family, your neighborhood, your Messiah Church family, maybe the place where you work? And look around and see who needs the feeling and the reaching of belonging. And then be the helper in making that happen. All right, finally, you probably are aware we're doing a survey around worship times this fall. Over this last summer, we've done the one worship service at 9:30. We have received overwhelmingly positive comments about being together for the one blended worship service, and a lot of questions. Can we continue this in the fall? So our servant steering team wants to hear from you. Your reflections on the one worship service, staying with that as we go into September through the school year. Perhaps we go to just one worship service on the first Sunday of the month, or we go back to two distinctive worship styles, 8:45 traditional and 10:30 contemporary. So before the servant steering team discerns this and prays about it and discusses it, we want to hear from you. So if you haven't taken the survey yet, there's a link just below my picture in the email where you started this video. You have until this Monday, August 18th at midnight to reply. We hope to hear from everybody. So take a minute, click on that link, and respond to the survey. We'll also have paper copies in church. They're in the church office, and they're also out in the atrium on Sunday morning before and after worship. All right, that's it for me today. I hope your Friday is beautiful, full of sun. I hope you get a chance to get outside before the rain comes this weekend. And until Sunday, take care, and God bless.